Now I will go to register in this system, and in order to make registration I go to the registration page. So this is registration.php. Here I will give first name, last name, email, phone and password, and then click on submit. Now let's do it. This is the config.php. I am now going to the registration.php. okay, so this is registration.php. so I have a form, there is action. Now I am going to make a name for all. So the field name is, for example, first name, and the last name will be last name. Then there is email address, so email. There is phone, so I can give here phone. There is password, I can give here password. And there is a retype password, that means he will have to give the same password 2 times. So I am going to give retype password, and then he will click on submit, and here I give the name form1. And I am going to the same page in the top, for example, in order to verify it. So if is set that is post of form1. okay, so that means if a person click to submit the form, what will happen? I am going to come here, and here I will create a try and catch block. So this is try, and there will be a catch here, exception of variable is e, for example, and here will be echo e get message, or here I can give error message equal to this. And in the form top I am going to call if is set error message, is set there is any error, so error message, then it will show the error message, so echo error message. So okay, I can also make it a very nice div in order to show the error message, or whatever you want, you can like that. For example, I can create a div here, that is div, and here I can also make another div ending, so div. So here class equal to, for example, error, so error. Now I can go to my style.css, and in the bottom I can call it, for example, dot error. It will be background, there will be, for example, background and a color for the errors, and it will be wide 100%, there will be padding 20%, and the background will be, for example, a very light color, that can be like this, and into there the color will be deep red, so into there it can be this. Let's try how it looks. Now if an error message, it will show error message, and here I will call the checking. So if the post of, I have all the data, so first name, if this one is equal to empty, right? So if someone do not give any data here, then what will happen? So then throw new exception, I will throw an exception and give here that first name cannot be empty. Okay, so here this one is first name, the same thing I will call for the last name. So last name, in the form validation lecture I have detailed described this, so I hope you are going to understand it now very easily. So here this will be email. If email empty, then you will have to tell that email cannot be empty, but if not empty, then there is another validation. So here after that I am going to make another validation, that is email is invalid. So here I can call what I will use here, I will use here for example the filter validation. Okay, so filter var, and here I can call post of email as the first parameter, and here will be, and this will be not filter var. Second parameter will be filter validate email. Okay, so email will be invalid. And if everything is okay, but there are other there is another field, first name, last name, email, phone and password. So then after that I will call the phone number, you must have to give the phone. So phone, here it will call the phone cannot be empty, and last one is password. So password is here. So if password does not match, that means you must have to give password if the password, here I give that password cannot be empty, password cannot be empty, here it can be anyone is empty. Here this one is empty, or there is another field that is retype password. So here I give a retype, then password is equal to empty. Any one of these are empty, then password cannot be empty, it will be shown. And then after that I am going to tell if those password does not match, if post of password not equal to, it does not match with the post of retype password, because those two password must be same. So here I will tell the passwords must match like this. So if everything is okay, I am going to give here a success message equal to registration is completed, an email is sent to your email address, please check that and verify the registration. So like this. And here, like the error message, here I can show the success message like this. So here is, for example, the success message, and here it will be shown here, and this will be success. And for the success message I can make another style like this, success, and here the background will be changed. It will be something like the green color, so light green I am going to use here, and here I am going to use a dark green color like this. So let's check actually how it looks like. So now I am in the registration.php. If I click on submit, you see that the first name cannot be empty, it is going outside it. Why? Here is a padding, as I used a padding, so here I cannot use the 100%. If I do not use the 100%, that should be okay now. So refresh, yes, so first name cannot be empty. The padding is a bit big, so I am going to reduce it, so it can be 10 pixel, okay, and that should be bold. Actually here I make it more lighter, and here the green I make it more lighter, okay. And this one font weight 700, that means I am going to make those bold. And now I am going to refresh and resubmit. You see that first name cannot be empty, and here all the information should be into the field. You can also do that way, and if I want to work like that way, here I am going to call the value. So what will be the value? The value will be like this, PHP if is set, then what will be into the is set if there is any value into the first name. So first name, then what will happen if is set first name, then it will show. So post of first name like this it will be show. So post of, here I write the first name, so okay. And else I do not need to put anything in the else, just copy this one, and here this one, instead of first name this will be last name. Another one will be email, here I give the email. Another one after that will be phone, here I will call here the phone. And password I do not need to put, so this is okay. So click on submit. First name cannot be given. If I give it, last name cannot be given, cannot be empty, email cannot be empty. So if I give anything, there will be email is invalid. If I give a valid email address, so it will tell password cannot be empty. If I give separate password must match. So if I give the passwords okay, click on submit, registration is completed. But actually I did not complete the registration. I will have to now write the code here for sending the data into the database. So what will happen? There is another thing to complete, that is two person if want to register here using the same email, I will make it an error. So here I will check another data, right? So from the database I am going to check if what is the previous email, right? So here I am going to check from the existing table. My existing table is actually users, where I will check where email equal to the email I am going try to give here, that is post of email. So by checking if I get any data, so here is total. So if I get any data, so if total or if total is greater than 0, or if total, whatever you want, you can give it. So if total, if I get any data here, then throw exception, email already exists. Okay, so this one will be shown here. So after adding one user, I can check this validation, and that I will do that time. Okay, now let's insert all the data into the database when there is success. So I am going to write the insert query. So insert into where? Insert into users table, where there is a first name, and then there is a last name, then there is email, then there is phone. So first name, last name, email, phone, then there is password, and after password there is token and status, you know. So how many fields are there? I am going to check in the users table. I am going to check the structure: first name, last name, email, phone, password, token, status. First name, last name, email, phone, password, token, status. So how many fields? 4, 5, 6, 7. So here I will have to give total 7 tokens: 4, 5, 6, 7. So total 7 placeholder items will be here, and the first name will be post here, the last name will be here, and then after that I am going to input the email, and after the email I am going to copy and paste it, and it is phone, like this. But the password will be a bit different. I will have to make password, and then token is I am going to make it empty, and then status is by default 0. When he will verify the email, then I will make the status 1, otherwise it will be 0. And what will be the password? Here I am going to show you an important thing, that is, you cannot put the password as the user gives. You must have to encrypt the password, so that if the hacker gets the access to the database, he cannot get the password. So here, in order to use the password hash technique, I am going to here. This is the PHP password. Here is the technique, password hash. You can also search in Google. In Google, you can just search by password hash php.net in this website. Then you will get this link. So just go there. After going there, you see that there are two things I will need: password hash and password verify. When I am going to save the password, I will need password hash, and here I am going to see an example. This is the example of password hash. I am going to bring that and paste it here. So the first parameter is the password the user is going to give here using the password field. This will run on this function, that is password hash, and I will use the password equal to this one. That means the password the user give here, I am going to apply the password hash function on it, and password default is the parameter, another parameter, and this one will create a new password, an encrypted password, and that password I will save into the database. So if you now go, you will see this very well. But here another thing I will need to do after inserting the data into the database. I will have to do. I will have to send an email to the user, so that he can easily verify his password. He can easily verify his registration using a link. When I went to send email using the PHP mailer, in that lecture I did something, you know, and so I am going to do the same thing here. I am going to open my Mailtrap account. So I am going to open my Mailtrap, and another task I am going to do, that is I am going to open PHP mailer, this package. So I am going to call their package. So I am going here. Here you will see that there is a installation process composer. So I am going to copy this in my project folder. This is my project folder. I am going to open my CMD, and in CMD I am going to install the package to send the email using the PHP mailer. So this item comes automatically, composer and the vendor for the PHP mailer. Okay, so I can use it now. And another one I will need, that is I am going to close it, and here in the inbox I will check the email here. Okay, so my username is this and password is this. Okay, I can get the credential from here, and also here I will use the send email code. So I am going to bring that email, PHP send email code I have in my snippet. So this is the code automatically comes here because I added that in my snippet. Here you see that these three items I will have to very top. That means in the header.php I am going to do one thing, that is in the very top I am going to copy and paste this code, PHP mailer. Okay, so this one will be get into all pages, and here in the registration what I am going to do, the require vendor autoload.php is okay, mail function is okay. I am already into a try catch block. So here actually let's try if there is any error. The username and password are already set, so I am not going to touch it. And the send email from any number I can give, but add address where the email will be sent, that will be the user's email. Okay, so the user's email is coming using the post of email. So this is the user email. Here the email will be sent. I am not going to send the add bcc, I am going to remove the attachment. So here the subject is registration verification email. Okay, so this is the subject, and in the body I will do something like that. Please click on the, and here I can do one thing, that is I can message email message I am calling a variable here, and here I am going to copy, and in the outside I am going to paste it, and here I am going to add something. So please click on this link to verify registration. So what will be the link? Here I am going to put the beer tag, and here I am going to put string concat dot equal to, and here I am going to call anchor href equal to where it will go. Okay, so here I am going to end the anchor tag. I can put all in online, but I am not going to do that. I am going to put separate line here. So here this will be link, and href equal to, here I am going to concat the variable, that is link. Or here I can show click on this link like this, click here. So the link will be here. The link I will now need to generate. Okay, so click here, this will be ended. So the link will be what? So the link will be where the person will click to verify the email. Now I am going to make a verification URL. For example, I am going to make a registration verify page. Okay, so registration verify.php. For example, this is a page, and in that page I will take the user, where the email, in the URL I will pass this data, where email equal to which email, email equal to his email, that means post of email, and another one is, and token equal to, the second parameter will be here token equal to something like this, the current, for example the current time you can send as token current timestamp value. So here I can give here that token equal to current timestamp value, that one I will pass on that. So registration email, but here I will call a base URL. So base URL dot, what will be the base URL? I am going to do one thing, that is the config file, config.php file actually is called by all the pages, right? So in all the pages they call this config.php file. I can do it here, or in the header.php I can also do it here, because this file also is called by all the pages. So here I will go to define a variable, so that in any place, anywhere I can call it. And in the base URL I will set up my project URL. What is my project URL? In this authentication system, this PHP practice, this is my project URL. Okay, so here I am going to call it here. So http localhost PHP practice. When you will go on the server, when you will use any hosting server, then make sure that you give this base URL. You have to set up this base URL, right? Now okay, let's check it. So in the registration I will call the base URL with slash, then registration verify.php email. In that link it will go, and please click on the link to verify the registration. Here this link will be passed. So let's check it how it works. The email message will be the mail body, then sent email has been sent. This is actually not needed because I already sent a success message here in below. You also can cut this and make this success message into here. So this is another exception. Okay, so let's try it now. If there is any error message, I am going to give something. So for error I do not need to do anything. You already know how I have handled it. So I am going to give the real user information. So Smith Johnson, for example, Smith is the user, gmail.com or example.com. Phone is 123456, password is 1234, registration retype password is 1234. If everything is okay, I click on submit. Undefined variable PDO, sorry. So where is the undefined variable? I am going to check it. The PDO prepare the header.php. Here I did not include the data, right? So in the header.php to the top I will have to call the include. So include config. So I am going to include config.php. Now let's try it again. So Smith Johnson, smith@gmail.com. Phone is 123456, password 1234 1234. Click on submit. PHP mailer is not found in the registration page, line number 56. Here I am going to check line number 56. It is not getting. Why? Here I am going to do one thing then, as it is not getting. What I can do, I can call this one. If I put it here, that was in the previous position, what happens? Let's check it first. If I give here, it already is showing that the use will not work. The PHP mailer, this one, unexpected token use. So here I am going to call it, because if anything is output before it makes a problem. So here I am going to call like this. Let's check it. In the particular page where registration.php, I put it here and I cut from here. So let's check it now. If I refresh, but before refresh I am going to check if the data is inserted already inserted. So I am going to delete, because the email, the error has come on the email, not sending data. So here I am going to continue it again. I hope it will work now. So again I submit it. So it is probably sending mail. Yes, registration is completed, sent to email address. So let's check it. Now I am going to refresh it again. So this time this comes phone. You see that the password is saved here using hash technique. The password I gave here is 1234, but it is not getting 1234. I encrypted the password and the new password is this. There is no token. There should be token, but token is 0. This is actually my bad, because I made a mistake here. I put the token in the URL, but I did not put the token here when I inserted the data. So I will have to cut the token, and after the password to the top I put here this token. I also have passed save into the database, right? So but I did not do that. So this is the problem. You see that the email comes, verification email comes with the message. So this one will not work because I will have to remove it again. The token will not match because in the table the token is 0. So now let's do it again. So Smith, then Johnson, then Smith gmail.com 123456 1234 1234. Actually, how email is going to be verified, I am going to tell you the logic here. For example, I submit the data, right? So in this time I have email in my hand and I have the token in my hand. So you go here, you will see that the token is submitted here. So this is the token value. Okay, so the password is this and token is this. How I can verify it? Because what I am going to send a copy to the database, I save this copy here, that is token and email, and same copy I am going to send in the mail trap, that means in the email, right? So you see that here email comes, registration verification email, please click on this link to verify registration, right? So here is registration verify. If you click here, something will happen, but as I do not have this page now, it will show here. So this is not a problem at all. Just think that it is not found, right? But you see in the URL you are going to get the email value and the token value. So what I sent in the email, the same thing I saved in my database. So I just match these two things. If the value that I save into my database table, if that is equal to the value of the email, then I will be verified. And if a bad user or a hacker, if he want to verify, he will not be able to do that, because he will only access in his email about the token value. Otherwise there is no way he understand the code, what is actually the token here. If he do not get the email, he will never be able to guess what will be the token value. So this is for the security, and that token value will match with the token that I save into the database.